Monday the 25th of November 2024. When I came into uni this morning, I came across this quote which basically talked about your body being like a guest house and each day is an arrival of a different emotion. I've been trying to implement this, and the way I've been trying to do this is kind of like being in touch with my body, which sounds a bit funny, but basically the premise is that sometimes I disassociate from my body. It's when you disassociate from your body, you're not kind of aware of what's going on. So an emotion can overtake you. But if you're aware of subtle things like the pacing of your heart, your breathing, even just things like the ground underneath your feet, like how it feels, and you can associate with your body, you can kind of let these emotions pass, which is something I'm going to try and do today, and something that anyway at 9 a.m. I arrived at uni and I went into Ground Cafe, and I was working in Ground Cafe from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I had one of the best coffees I've ever had at Ground Cafe in my history of going to uni. It was super nice. It was really beautiful. I thought of this coffee the way Dana White thinks of John Jones.
No matter what you think of John Jones, he's the best ever, and he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. And he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Yeah.
When 10 o'clock came, I headed into the engineering building, which is where our lecture is. Our lecture is from 10 to 12. The name of it is Space-Time and Gravity, and today in this lesson we was looking at the precession of Mercury. So from my understanding is that basically that Mercury's orbit around the sun can't be explained by Newtonian mechanics, which is like basically Newton's way of thinking, and they had to come up with a new way of thinking, which is Einstein's way of thinking, and that concept of general relativity accounts for the movement of Mercury. So what we was doing is we was looking at the geometry that we've been looking at for space-time and applying that to Mercury's precession, and that was one test for general relativity, and we was also looking at other tests for general relativity. Obviously it was nice to see everyone from my course. Anyway, then after that, after some walking around, I headed into the gym. I'm supposed to be waking up at 6 a.m. today and going to the gym and going to that first before going Ground Cafe, but I've been skipping that recently and I've been going straight into Ground Cafe and I've been waking up a little bit later.
You're getting soft, brother. Soft and wake.
So that's not good. That's something I really want to get back to. Anyway, I went into the gym. In the gym, I was shadow boxing. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because sometimes I like shadow boxing. Sometimes it just feels fun. Okay, sometimes it just feels fun. But also sometimes as well, I think sometimes I'm not just doing it for fun. There are some times where I am thinking of certain scenarios, where I am playing out certain scenarios, and it goes back to that thing that I thought of, that I've been thinking of before, and it's basically watching your body, listening to your body. So I might be in the gym, and today this is the lesson I'm trying to like teach myself, and basically like I was always like shadow boxing, right? But I was also playing out these scenarios in my mind, but the thing is my mind would be so far detached from my body, so I'd just be shadow boxing and like I kind of won't be realizing it. But the idea is that if you kind of like get back in touch with your body, if you notice your heartbeat, you notice where your hands are, you notice what you're doing with your body. They say that your body tells a different story to your mind. Once you can kind of like get back in tune with your body and watch your body, you can kind of do away with those kind of feelings, because it is just anxious thoughts and anxious feelings, and you know, certain scenarios that you play in your mind is basically anxiety in a way, if you think about it. I was just riling myself, I was hyping myself up, but not in a healthy way. So that was the gym. I then went into the physics museum to warm up my food, and I headed into Canal Side. Now, during this interval of time, something really interesting happened. There was this girl who smiled at me. I don't really know her very well, but I've kind of seen her around, and she kind of smiled at me, but it was like it was a kind of like an awkward smile. I'll demonstrate. It was like this. Like it was like, you know, you see someone and you kind of do the, you know, sometimes you do the chin smile, like. But this one was like with teeth, and it's funny because I got like a fit of anxiety from that, and I was wondering why I got that. And it's very interesting because I didn't even realize I got anxious before I was consciously aware I was anxious. And then you know, whilst I was thinking about it, and after like 5-10 minutes, I was consciously thinking about it, and I kind of realized, oh, you was getting anxious because she smiled at you, which was very strange. But then I was thinking, like, the way she smiled at me, that kind of like smile, like I've seen that smile before, and basically that's a smile that I've seen people do when they don't want to smile. And that's the kind of smile that a lot of bad things follow. So I kind of consciously understood that things like that is a trigger. You know, it's just a trigger. And sometimes your mind is so powerful, and it's brilliant actually. It associates things with everything, and it becomes predictable, and it wants to protect you. So when my mind saw her smiling like that, it immediately associated that smile with like a bad situation. Because like I said, when I've seen people smile like that, bad things were gonna happen. All right, so because of that, my kind of like body kind of like got me prepared for something, as if something bad was gonna happen, and it did that without me even consciously realizing it. But then, you know, like after a few minutes, I was like, oh wait, okay, this makes sense, I understand that now, which is good, because I thought I was just scared of women or something. But yeah, it's good because I'm like Neo from the Matrix now. Like because I understand, I see all these triggers coming at me, and they come at me from left, right and center, because your mind just like predicting it and reading it into everywhere. But I'm like Neo from the Matrix, like I can dodge, I can, you know, so it's awesome. It's awesome. After that, I headed into the library. I got to the library approximately 3:30, and I was in there till quite late. I done 3 study sessions, each worth half an hour. I have another coursework due on Friday. However, I'm trying to get it done for Thursday because I'm going out on Friday. Yay, which is nice. Because I'm going out on Friday. So yes, I was doing that, and obviously in between my study sessions, I went around the library to go see who was there and said hello to everyone. And it was a really productive study session. Or not study session, like period of time in the library. I got approximately 50% of my coursework done, which is really awesome. So yeah, so I left the library around 6:30. However, it felt pretty late. And yeah, I felt today was a really good day. I felt it was a really positive day, especially with the coursework. The coursework kind of like boosted me up a lot. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys a lot. Take care.